Let me make it high.
You mean taller?
I just wanna be high. Hey everybody, Johan Bessie here from Charisma Performing Arts, and today I'm joined by a very special guest. This is Shanay.
Hi.
Shanay is very special to me for a number of reasons, one of which is that her dad and I have been friends since we were in junior high, like our US friends would say, like 13, 14-year-olds. Excuse me. And so I've known him for 35 years, and Shanay is one of his children. But the other reason Shanay is here today is to chat about songwriting, because she is in fact a gifted singer-songwriter and a young South African artist that I'm working with as well and promoting, and we've recorded a few tracks. But before we get to that, I wanted Shanay to just sort of tell us a little bit about herself. So tell me about your family, where you live, etc.
Social security number.
Yeah, blood type, you know, all of those things.
I actually don't know my blood type.
Neither do I. I know, I don't. I'm 51,
Do
I
you,
don't know
Danny?
what. I've got red blood, that's all I know. So, anyway,
Anyway.
let's not go there. Yeah.
I live in Polokwane. I'm not gonna.
Say the bad name.
The bad
I mean
name.
the wrong pronunciation, because we have an issue here at Charisma Performing Arts with pronouncing names.
And I have I'm a family of 6 people.
That's
I mean, you know us. Why are you acting surprised?
no, but it's still, just when I hear it like that, it's like, wow, 6 people. So you need a bigger car, right?
Yeah, we have a bus.
Yeah, buses are good. Okay, but tell me about your siblings, brothers, sisters, what?
I have a brother and 2 sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I have a younger sister and an older sister. And then my brother's younger than me. So.
Right. So she is number 2 of the 4, in case you...
You know, I'm number 2.
Dos. She's dos, okay? Okay, cool. And your parents and your siblings, is there any music there as well, in any of them?
Definitely. That's not even a question.
Yeah.
I think if you meet us, a lot of people have told us that they are quite envious of the talent that we have in the house. Luckily for me, I am the only one who wants to pursue music. Because I will have a bit of competition if the others were.
Yeah, but everybody's really musically gifted, right?
Yeah,
Naturally
and
gifted.
in their own way. I have the best voice, just saying.
So
but then
modest as well. Yeah.
elder sister's best with instruments. Mom and dad both sing. We all sing, actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I used to love having Shanay and some of her siblings in some of the choirs that I worked with here in Johannesburg when they still lived here, because they were just my go-to people. Like, if something went wrong in that section of the choir, like the alto section or soprano too, I'll say, "Stop, Shanay, what's going on there?" And she'll go, "Well, they sing the wrong note on this word." And I'm like, "Yay, now I can fix it." So
we were the teacher's pet in the choir.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so very musically gifted, but nobody else has pursued music so far.
No.
Also not mom and dad, even though they have sung in choirs a lot.
Yeah, they also did church bands and stuff, but no one wanted to make a career out of it.
Yeah. So you are the first one.
Yeah, hopefully the successful one.
Yay! Yeah, definitely, I believe that. Do you think though that the fact that your parents are both so musically inclined and they have developed musicality and skills because of being in choirs, and I mean your mum had some training like piano lessons and stuff when she was younger, and music theory and that, do you think the fact that your parents have that love and that passion and the talent, if you will, that had an effect on who you are and where you are today?
Definitely. I think a lot of people will come and say that because of the music they grew up hearing around them, and you're not going to be a lover of music if you don't have music in your household, because you don't know the effect it has on you until you realize it later in life. And growing up constantly listening to artists like ABBA and Queen, and then discovering your own artists that your parents don't even know about, your range of music and appreciation of music just changes. And then you realize that, oh my word, my parents can actually sing and their songs don't suck.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
being surrounded by music is very important.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we often say that as well here on the channel. But also when I teach people all over the world, I always say that if you have the biggest natural gifting for anything, art, music, mathematics, sport, whatever, and you are not in an environment where that is stimulated, then it's not going to go anywhere. Somebody famously said, and I wish I could just do, Danny, can you make a note? We need to research. Who is it that said, Mozart, if he grew up on a farm, he wouldn't have written his first opera at the age of 12.
Obviously.
Yeah, but because his dad was a composer and a famous violinist, so he had the DNA, so he had the gifting in his blood,
But he also
in
had
his
the
genes.
opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, he was surrounded by music since he was conceived, like since he was in the womb. So, yeah. All right. So now to you. When did you, and this is a very cliche question people ask singers all the time, but when did you, is there a moment that you can remember in your life when you were younger, when you thought, I definitely want to, let's sing? Because singing and songwriting are the two different parts of you, right? So when did you realize that definitely singing is going to be a part of your life? Or,
Well,
yeah.
Ask this question to me and ask this question to my mom, and we'll have two different answers.
Ooh, okay.
My mom told me that when I was in the car, I was as a 5-year-old,
Mhm.
and I was singing. She said she started crying, and she knew that it's what I was going to do. But I don't think, to me, there wasn't really a certain like moment where I was like
an event that happened.
an event
or
where I was
something.
like, this is what I want to do. I think it was just, it was so naturally something I was drawn to that I was like, always like singing was always part of my life. There was
Right.
no, like, I woke up and I sung, and it was annoying to my siblings and everything, but there's no moment where I was like, this is what I need to do. It was just my whole life. This is what I need to do.
Right. You're very blessed in that way, actually,
Yeah.
because many people at your age, you are now
18.
18. Many 18-year-olds, most, I would say, actually don't know what they want to do with their life. And sometimes it's because people have so many different interests and even different gifts, right? So I hate those people who can do sports and maths and sing and play a musical instrument and paint.
But even with me, it wasn't always, it like always wanted to sing, but there were stages where I was like, maybe I should go more into a direction.
Okay.
No, excuse the pun. And or maybe I don't become a vet, or maybe to go study acting. It's always something creative, but in the end of the day, you always go back to the thing you love the most.
The thing that you're drawn to so much since you were little.
So I do understand the fact that some people just don't know what they want to do with their lives, and I feel for them, because having this passion is so fulfilling, to know what your goal that you strive for. So
yeah, very cool. All right, and when did you discover or start to think that you can write songs? That's a hard question, I think.
I did it from a young age. I would make up songs, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's writing songs, but especially about Jesus. I was singing about Jesus all the time.
Okay, yeah.
And then when I don't know if, I think I was 12 or something, you just start, with me, I don't know if it's necessarily like that for anyone else. I just started hearing my own tunes and melodies in my own head, and I never recorded anything of them, because it doesn't click in your mind that this is original, because to me it was always like someone else might have thought of this, and after a while I just realized I need to start recording these things, because I don't like forgetting them. I still want to sing them. And after a while a melody becomes more than a melody, and then you start adding words to it, and then so I think at 12 years old I started thinking of the idea of possibly making music that's mine. Okay.
Yeah, that's very cool. And then we also had a little journey together when you were about 14?
14 years old, yeah.
Where we recorded a bunch, like 12 covers, a bunch of covers. Went into a studio and just sort of wanted to give Shanay that whole experience. But tell people what happened during that experience. It was a good experience.
It really was. But no, the big thing about that 14-year-old age with my voice, it was the time where I was struggling with my register change and going the flip naturally from where the register change hits, to do that in a natural way that you're comfortable with. And one of the songs I had, well, not had to sing, I mean, I could have chosen to sing it or not, but we chose to sing was You Say by Lauren Daigle, and I was so scared of the song. To this day, I look back and I was like, why were you scared? But it's because of that register change where it scares you to the point, because especially if you've been singing for your whole life.
Yeah.
You're used to being in control of your voice and used to doing what you know naturally to do.
And what is going to sound good. We don't want to lose control because it sounds terrible.
And then all of a sudden you come to a pitch where like that just happens. Where it just flips
out of your control.
You have no control over it at all. And
that's
then
terrible, actually.
You don't want to go there ever again. And what the misconception is that you should stay away from that. You shouldn't at all. I think now one of my greatest strengths is my register change and my flip, because of the vocal activations and because of the things we do here at Charisma Performance, is it helped me make my greatest weakness my greatest strength.
Wow. That's a beautiful statement. Yeah, because I always teach the singers that when you grow as a teenager, when you go through that hectic growing phase, and that happens at different ages for different people, but when you grow, your vocal folds grow as well. They grow very fast. The rapid growth in that phase, that's what Shanay was talking about, which made it so hard for her at that age. But also the fact that it was cover songs, and you discovered during that journey that you don't really want to do anything with those recordings?
No, at all. I cannot tell you. I can completely understand the parents' point of view. Like, we paid for this, and this needs to go out.
What's going to happen to these songs that we recorded? Yeah.
It was a growing process of learning what I feel comfortable singing. Because it was a bunch of different genres.
Yeah, true.
Which
we did deliberately, actually, as well. Hey, we chose songs like Birdie.
Yeah, we chose different.
Brian Adams, like freaking Elton John. Ach nee, wat zijn naam? Who You'll Be in My Heart, Phil Collins,
Michael Jackson, Lauren Daigle. It was all over the table. It's like we took things, threw them at the wall, and just looked what sticks. But like
the thing is, though, just to intervene quickly or to interrupt. The thing is, though, you could, because of your gifting, let's call it that, you could sing anything.
Yeah.
Shanay could literally, as a vocalist, sing any kind of song. So that was the problem. That's the challenge. So that's just why we tried different things.
But also in that sense, like, I went into the studio with all those covers thinking I was going to sing them one way and it's going to sound one way. But after a while, you start questioning your own capability, because it doesn't sound the way you thought it was going to sound like, and it didn't come out the way you thought. And you start realizing, oh, I should never in my life sing that genre again. Other people like it. I don't. I don't feel comfortable singing it. It doesn't fit my vibe or who I am.
And it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
And it doesn't sound right.
And so many people will tell you that it's amazing and it's beautiful. But if it doesn't work for you, it just doesn't work for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why we often talk about that little journey and say how valuable it was, even though in the end nothing happened to those recordings. It doesn't matter. It's still beautiful to listen to. For other people, Shanay doesn't love listening to it.
It's literally my parents' ringtone, so
yeah.
I'm forced to listen to it. I made them use the nice one though.
Oh, that is beautiful, that song. Okay, so anyway, so you throughout that journey, or that journey with recording the covers, was a significant moment, from my point of view, in your journey learning that actually I want to sing my own songs, not other people's songs. Yeah.
I still want to do some covers, but this time it will be songs that I know I'm comfortable singing and comfortable doing. But that journey pushed me to actually start writing songs, to actually discover a talent that I never knew I had is in writing. And I told you before, and I told my parents before, that I think I'm a better writer than I am a singer. And that is a lot, because I thought I was meant to sing, and that's my talent for so many years. But to realize,
which it is,
but I'm not saying I'm a terrible singer. I'm not saying I'm a great singer, but I'm not a terrible singer.
I know. But you didn't think that songwriting would be stronger than your singing.
No, I did not. But it eventually, when it happened, I just found a freedom in songwriting that I never had in anything else.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible, hey, because some people, I know many people in their 40s and 50s who have never found that. So that's really incredible. And also, wouldn't you say that when you saw the effect? So there's two parts to this for me. One is how it makes you feel, like you say, the freedom, the expression, this is me. This is a song is an extension of yourself, right? Just like an artist who paints. But then the other part is when you see how your song affects other people.
Yeah, no.
Isn't it?
I remember the first time I recorded my first song, and seeing the professionals who were standing in the recording I was in the recording studio, and they were in the booth, and just seeing their reactions to a take that I thought was terrible. I thought it was horrible. I was like, why am I here? It's not the best. And they were just like, wow. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a massive.
So it's a massive divide. And then another moment that was significant was when I got the first track back with everything, the drums, the whole instrumental, my voice,
all the production was done.
Production, not the final mix, but just the production. And I remember my mom drove me to my dad's job, and we interrupted everything and was like, listen to this. And he listened to it in the parking lot, and he started crying. And I got so excited to see their faith and hope in me that it was just like, I can do this. I should do this.
That's powerful, hey?
And then, but that's now your parents and the people you work with. But Johan has told me that most people he plays my songs to have talked about the lyrics and the way it has affected them. I'm like, I wish I could hear everyone's opinion that listens to my song. Even if it's bad, I want to be like, that's how it affected you, and that's great.
We want to know, right?
I want to know.
Yeah. So that's why you must check out the links that I'm going to put in the description. Go and check out Shanay's songs. Write some comments.
Please do. I want to see your opinion.
Yeah. No, it's important because that's something you created.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to ask you was, you have now recorded 2 songs.
2 songs, yeah.
2 original songs with me. How many songs do you write? Like... That's a tricky question because you can't really say. Yeah, I want to say per day or per week or per month. How does it work for you, just generally with?
I feel like, to me, it is a process of if it happens, it happens. If I have an idea in my head or words or melody or feeling.
Can it be either?
It could be either.
Is it sometimes lyrics, sometimes a melody?
Sometimes lyrics, sometimes melody.
Okay.
I immediately stop everything I'm doing. And I quickly grab my phone and I go to a secluded room and I just record it quickly. It doesn't have to be perfect at all.
Yeah, just that idea has to be.
Because you do not, trust me, you do not want to lose those ideas, because that was the biggest mistake I made. I had so many great ideas, but I never recorded them because I was too busy or I was too lazy or just I would remember them. You don't.
Yeah, that's true. And this is a fantastic tool.
It really is.
You've always got it with you. Just hit that record.
It really doesn't have to be perfect. It's
voice
just
memo. Off you go.
No one's going to hear them except you to remember what you've been thinking, your artistry, because what you're doing is essentially an art form.
Definitely.
So some days or some weeks I go without writing anything or without having that creative spark or whatnot. But then there's times where in a single day I can write 6 different songs.
Wow.
So by now I can tell you how many songs I've written now. It was probably over 700 songs that I've written. Not saying all of them are good.
Yeah, and they're not all maybe totally complete.
Yeah, totally complete. No, it's
song ideas.
But recording wise, recorded on my phones, song ideas, melodies, words, it just flows through me, and
when it happens, it happens.
When it happens, it happens.
Yeah,
so.
That's interesting, because when I discovered the world of professional world-class songwriting through a different journey that I had, I was like, these guys and girls, they just go into a room every day and they say, okay, let's write a song. It's like, this is my job. Which many people say, oh, I can't do that, But I think what I saw happen to another artist in that journey was they just grew so much as a songwriter, because they had sessions every other day with another songwriter, and they just were forced to come up with something.
That's exactly what happened with me when I wrote Daniela's song. Yeah, I wrote a song for someone called Daniela, also amazing singer,
vocalist. Yeah.
So I I was forced to be in a situation where like, okay, sit down, write a song. It was not, it didn't come naturally.
It was an inspirational moment. Yeah.
But that's two things happened there. I had my voice recordings that I could go back to and listen to what I knew I was not going to go use ever, or what wasn't my style of singing, or what. But I had the idea, and I could go off of that and start writing something. So those ideas will be your best friend at the end of the day to write creatively. Just you can go dig them up and make them come to life. And that's what I did with Predictable by Daniela. I knew I was never going to sing this type of song. It's not me. But when I met Daniela and she told me the vibe she's going for and what she's looking for and what the song she wants it to be about and everything, I knew, okay, I can go this direction. I can use this song idea that I had or this melody idea I've had, and I can start writing from there. So
that was like your first job.
Yeah, my first.
Write a song like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
But it essentially it is all about communication, especially if you're doing it as a job for someone else. It's about the client's want and needs and what they want it to be about. Because obviously, there's two different aspects to it. I write songs for myself, and it's emotional to me, and I can change the lyrics as I want them to, and change everything because I want to. But if I have a client that I write a song for, and they say the song is about bullies at school, and I don't have that problem, or I'm not in school anymore, I can still go and sit and put myself in the situation that I am, that I can be in that situation, and start writing for them, and then send them the song. And if they be open to what they think as well, because it is essentially their song.
It's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one, but
it wasn't too hard with Daniela's song.
No, luckily she was amazing with her ideas and what she wanted to do, and
but because of your good communication, like you just said, you were on the right path from the outset. So there were small things that we changed along the lines. Yeah. So Daniela, like Shanay said, is another young singer that I'm working with, and she came and she said, I want to also record original music, but I have never written a song. And so that's why I asked Shanay, would she be interested to co-write a song, sort of write a song for Daniela, but get Daniela involved in some small way so that hopefully she can then also grow. By the way, that song is gonna come out literally in the next week or so. So please keep an eye out for that. And we'll also post a link to Daniela's YouTube page. But yeah, I think there's so much more to talk about, like the technicalities of songwriting.
Oh, definitely.
Because there's so many different approaches, and like you said, sometimes it's a lyric, sometimes it's a melody. Other songwriters I've spoken to or seen interviews with, they will say it's a rhythm to them. They just bunk, 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 bunk. They don't have a chord. They don't have some people write with guitar. Some people like you who don't yet play a musical instrument well enough to go and write at that instrument. Some play piano. So the instrument you play influences the way you write. You're a singer, so you just come up with a melody in the right pitch. You don't know what the key is, but you know that it's right for you, etc.
I have actually written a few songs with a guitar.
Okay.
But obviously I'm not at a stage where it's good enough that I can play it on the own track. But it really is different than writing a song without any instrument.
Isn't it though, eh? Very
But
different.
both can be done.
Yeah, for sure.
So
definitely.
The guitar kind of leads you to the melody of what you're feeling, and that's why I'm saying don't be afraid to like take an instrument and just play with it. Because that's essentially how you come up with new things. And new ideas.
Just experiment.
Yeah, and if you find something on the guitar, on the piano, on the drums, and you're like, okay, this is cool, record it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, record it. You're gonna forget it. Like, I'm not gonna stress that point enough.
Yeah, no idea is too small to try and keep it.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Because you never know what's gonna come of it.
Definitely. So, I have a bunch of recordings on my phone where it's literally me strumming to a guitar, but it's literally so bad. It's not good at all, but it's an idea I've had and I can use it in the future, so I'm not going to throw it away just because I think it's bad. I can still use it possibly in the future.
So, absolutely. Many hit songs. Oh, I've seen interviews with like superstars. people who've been in rock bands since like the 60s and 70s who say, we never thought as a band, or I never thought as the songwriter, that that song would be anything.
Yeah, exactly.
We put it on what they used to call the B-side of an LP, right? Which is just not the important song. There's like the hit single and then there's the B-side. Many times I thought it was going to be a B-side song, and that became their biggest hit of all times.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a song that they wrote 6 years ago and they put it in the drawers. They were like, in the drawer, they were like, ew, that's rubbish. And then somebody picked it up again, whatever. So I'm totally with you on that. And, but yeah, we're gonna continue chatting about this and at another time, because I think it's very interesting. And I think it's very helpful, especially to other young people like yourself, because I think young people go like, I don't know where to start.
But I also feel like young people go and think, but they know what they're doing. They're professionals. And like, I'm not a professional at all. I'm a normal person.
Yeah, okay. You're becoming a professional.
I'm becoming a professional. Yeah. But like for an 18-year-old or even a 16-year-old younger to see, hopefully see someone like me being like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. Yeah. And that's definitely the truth. Just because you have no experience and you haven't done it before doesn't mean you should just not try and do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the fun thing about and the great thing about music writing and your phone, it's yours. So you don't have to share that with anyone until you feel like you've accomplished something that you want to share. And
then hopefully find someone
yeah,
who do have a setup, connections, a skill set or whatever to help you take that idea and turn it into something
beautiful. Yeah.
Shanay, thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thank you for having me.
It was so good. And thank you guys for checking in. Please leave a comment, like we said. Check out the links in the description. And until we see each other again, take care of yourself.